basically it's a design fault. He told me that he must have at least 10 of these manifolds, and pretty much all of them have had to be repaired there. Hello and welcome to Retro Cars Reborn. I'm Lee, and you join me in the parts department, which is, you know, literally parts everywhere. I'm looking for a 205 GTI manifold so that we can basically see how the Deox C does against it. So let's get on with it. So I hear you say, Lee, why did it crack? Well, I've consulted the king of 205 GTIs, Mr. Justin, good friend of mine, and basically it's a design fault. He told me that he must have at least 10 of these manifolds, and pretty much all of them have had to be repaired there, including this one, which is where it came from. I was struggling to find one, and he very kindly gave me this one. So yeah, thank you very much, Justin. So how are we going to clean this today? Well, the first things first, we're going to have to take this out, and we're going to have to remove this old gasket, because goddamn, you are not using that in a million years. So we're going to have to get this off, and it's going to be definitely a hammer and chisel job. Straight in the bin. Right then, so with all the bits off it, let's have a nice close-up of how crusty it is in places. So obviously this is the outside, and if it's this crusty outside, what's it like inside? Yeah, that doesn't look promising in there, does it? Look at all that build up. It's not good at all. It's ridiculous in there. So, how are we going to get all this rust out? We're going to use my good old friend Deox C. We'll bathe it in that. So we'll get to that right now. So this is it after a good wire brushing. It looks a lot cleaner. So once you've wire brushed it down, you want to get yourself a suitable tub. This was just a screen wash tub that I've chopped the top off, and you literally want to make sure it fits in. There you go. suitably fits in, so it can be fully submerged. And you want to get your Deox C, which is a powder. Now basically, the more Deox C you use, the stronger the solution is, the faster and the more corrosion it can take off. If you use warm water as well, it's a lot faster. So I'm going to fill this with Deox C. Not going to use it all, I'm going to probably use about that much. So it's a nice strong solution. And boil the kettle and fill it all the way until it's fully submerged. And then we shall check in on it tomorrow. So it was in the Deox C overnight. Just blasted it with a water hose. See, it's removed pretty much all of the corrosion, even inside. Sandblasting obviously is your better option, but it's a lot more expensive unless you've got the equipment. Now you can do this a second time as well, and obviously the more times you do it, the better the results. Literally, I'm just gonna wire brush this up now, and it should be perfect to paint. It'll get that little bit out of there as well. So back in the garage now. It's still wet, as you can see. So what they recommend immediately, pretty much after blasting it with some water to clean it down, is to dry it immediately. So I'm just going to get my hot air gun and just dry it. So the manifold, after it's been put in the solution, what can I say? I don't think it was worth it at all. It doesn't seem to have really done anything. It's got, don't get me wrong, it's got a lot of the crap from out of here, but there's still quite a big build-up of it. So the Deox C versus exhaust manifold, I think the manifolds won this hands down, and that Deox C stuff is good. It really does work. I'll put a link at the top of the screen now for when I did some brakes with it, which are obviously a solid metal, and they came out really good. I mean, it saved them from me having to buy new brake discs at all. So there we go. One manifold, and you know, it won the challenge. That was it. So yeah, the Deox C didn't do as good a job as I expected. The manifold beat it. Didn't expect that. Did not see that result coming at all. So I've been Lee, this has been Retro Cards Reborn. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video.